Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my Week 9 previews and analysis. This video is for the game between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. It'll be played down in Houston. Both these teams coming off a bye, headed in pretty much two totally different directions as of now. Indianapolis leading the AFC South. Houston that sits at 2-5, trying to get themselves back into it here. And Case Keenum, recently today by Gary Kubiak, was named the starter for the foreseeable future here. So again, I think that's a big deal for Houston. It seems like organizationally and in that locker room, they sort of lost faith in Matt Schaub. So they get that quarterback situation taken care of. Obviously, both these teams dealing with huge injuries in their last game. So I thought the bye was good for them to sort of reset. You have Reggie Wayne, obviously, out for the season for Indianapolis. Brian Cushing out for the season on the defensive side of the ball for Houston. So this game, I think, is going to come down to who's able to weather that injury the best and who's able to sort of exploit the other team because of that injury. And when you look at the fact that Houston's pass defense has been remarkably good this year. I mean, they lead the league in pass defense, allowing only like 146 yards per game, which in this day and age, the NFL is unbelievably good. I look for them to do a good job against Indianapolis. Can Indianapolis run the ball at all? Because, Houston does average over 4 yards against on the ground, so they can be run on. But on the flip side, I think that Indianapolis defense can definitely be run on as well. So, I look for Chuck Pagano to try to confuse the young Case Keenum with some of the looks he gives him. Keenum, he looked very poised in the game against Kansas City in his first start. He showed his ability to throw the ball down the field, to get rid of the ball when he needed to, quick in some situations. I liked what I saw from him in that game more than I didn't like what I saw from him. I think that Kansas City defense at home is much more of a potent unit than certainly Indianapolis traveling to Houston. So, I think Houston's going to be able to stay in this game. Again, can they avoid the turnover? Houston's -7 in the turnover differential. But again, a lot of that was with Matt Schaub. This is like a new era starting here for this season at least with a Case Keenum. Are they able to put some pressure on Andrew Luck? Maybe he's unfamiliar with some of his targets, Luck is, and does that cause him to hold on to the ball longer? All these things sort of have to play out here, but I think a big thing in this game is going to be Houston's pass defense, as I said, and I think the lack of a running game for Indianapolis is really going to come to a head this week, and without Reggie Wayne in the lineup as a whole, and really start to hurt them heading forward here. You certainly can't discount the great wins that Indianapolis has had this season: Seattle, San Francisco, and of course in their last game versus Denver. Houston obviously playing for their season here at 2-5 against the division leader, with a little bit of breath of fresh air breathed into them by the presence of Case Keenum. I look for Arian Foster to have a very big game, for Keenum to hit some throws down the field, for Andrew Luck to match him. But in the end, I think that Houston pass defense and the Indy lack of a running game and them getting used to playing without Reggie Wayne is too much for them to overcome. And I like Houston at home +1 over Indianapolis. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I preview and recap every game every week, and I'm always talking the news of the day in the NFL. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening, and have a great night.